Thank you very much. Thank you, Eve, because you came in a little bit on the one that I was wanting to ask, which was around the new subject. So thank you for that. I suppose just very briefly, it's just maybe the plan for the next week. Say the active consent has been there now for the last 5 years. I know you've been doing actually evidence-based research since 2013, and probably the same for the bystander intervention. If I might just ask, what do you see? What are your targets now for the next 5 years? So 70,000 first-year college students already, 1,000 parents online, 4,000 in secondary schools. That's what's happened. What's our plan for the next 5 years? And maybe I might pose the question for Dr. McNeela and also for Professor Crowley.
Yeah, well, those figures for uptake in higher education, I think nearly all higher education institutions are working with us. So there's a level of consistency there at the orientation level where the students are just entering college. So that's good. But there's more to do. We want that kind of depth. And learning. So just this year we're starting to pilot a champions training. Okay. So that's going to ensure that there's a cohort of student leaders who can take it to the next level. You really want to see those students acting as facilitators, being involved actively in training. The higher education, is over here in terms of its development. The number of students that you mentioned our pupils in post-primary schools, that's good, but there are so many more. We're talking about hundreds,
million primary and post-primary. Like even in the town of Ballinasloe, where I'm from, we've 1,000 primary and 1,000 post-primary in a town of 6,500, 7,000.
So that's it. So that's why, Consent Ed is another program. They've got 5 facilitators and staff members in different parts of the country. We see we have to combine, we have to collaborate. In our vision, we would really like the space to be able to focus on working with boys and young men. Okay. And that's really essential. So that's a really important one. In terms of our funding, we're so grateful. We're supported by a philanthropic foundation. So we have funding for the next 4 years. Once you've got some funding, you can find it, you've got a basis then to pursue others. So we recently got a system performance grant from the HEA that'll keep us, very active in universities for the following 3 years, the next 3 years as well. We're a resource really for the education sector, and it's really whatever doors people want to open, we'll happily go through. But I think the resources are going to need to come from the schools, the teachers, and those specialised posts. Really,
I think they have enough money.
Well, I can come in there about not having enough money.
Senator Flynn, do you one question?